I'm the founder and principal at Benefactor Group, which means that largely today I serve as the Chief Strategy Officer. This is an opportune time for any organization to think about endowment building, is because of the much discussed great intergenerational transfer of wealth. What we do know is that baby boomers and their parents and older siblings created more wealth than any generation in the history of the world. It's really remarkable what's been accomplished there. And it's estimated today by various folks that that might be somewhere over $100 trillion. Of that, about $84 trillion is expected to pass after their lifetime. $72 trillion to their heirs, $12 trillion to nonprofit organizations. Now, if every nonprofit in America got an equal share of that $12 trillion, they'd each get about $8 million. That is not what will happen. Just as that wealth is held inequitably by that generation today, it will be distributed to the organizations that are proactive and take the steps that they need to take today to have the conversations, create the structures within their organization to be worthy of receiving a part of that $12 trillion. And oh, by the way, if $12 trillion were endowed, a 4.5% draw would exceed total charitable giving in America in 2020. And now is the time to position your organization to be worthy of receiving that kind of gift. I've recently written a book about endowment building. It's called the Endowment Handbook. In it is an endowment readiness test that any organization can take to determine if they're ready to build endowment. So the first thing to know is that if we are going to accept serious money from serious donors, we better have a serious plan for how we're going to manage all of that. The next question then is, do we have reserves? And the final thing I would say is that most endowed gifts are given by donors who've been with an organization for a long time. Every once in a while, a donor will come out of the woodwork and fund an endowment, just often enough for us to hope that that's what's going to happen for our organization, but hope is not a strategy. If we want to be strategic, we're really tending relationships for donors, regardless of the amount that they give, over the long haul, showing them the difference their support makes, and then talking to them about an endowment after we know that they're deeply invested in and aligned with our work. In the book that I've just written on endowments, I use Aesop's fable about the tortoise and the hare. And I think too frequently board members or nonprofit leaders, they have the mentality of the hare, and they want to build their endowment right away, and they want to be able to draw $1 million from their $25 million worth of principal within 3 to 5 years, which I've found is largely an unrealistic expectation. You know, there's a saying in the global YWCA movement that a leader plants trees whose shade she will never enjoy. Similarly, endowment building is often about planting those trees that will provide funding and stability for future leaders of the organization that you care about.